All right, guys, what's happening? Welcome back to another episode of We the People, where the people come for the truth. And let's talk about a couple things right now, right? So we got Andrew Schulz and Charlemagne. I don't do all that, the whatever he wants to call himself. He could do that on his own time. But Andrew Schulz and Charlemagne, that guy, um, you know, they're talking about the decline of Joe Biden and the Jay Tapper book, but this is also another conservative channel, the Conservative Base. So I want to give a shout out to the guys over at Conservative Base. They do amazing work, but there's some stuff on here that caught me, and I wanted to do a little playback of this and give a little commentary on it, my opinion on it, if you don't mind. Follow along with me on this. Let's check this out. But while you're at it, for the best and the real conservatism, come on over here to We the People. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like and share for more. Let's get to it. Let's get on it.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope all's good wherever you are. In this video, we have a clip from the latest Brilliant Idiots podcast featuring Charlemagne and Andrew Schulz. They're torching the Democratic Party here. Let's get it.
President Biden announced that he had prostate cancer.
Stage 4, right?
I don't know if they've announced the stage, but I'm assuming it's stage 4. They did. Biden has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer that's already spread to his bones. The diagnosis came after Biden began experiencing worsening urinary symptoms. Doctors found a suspicious nodal during a checkup last week. By Friday, test results confirmed prostate cancer with a Gleason score of 9, one of the most serious forms, and is already metastasized to the bone.
Metastasized.
What I said? Metastasized.
So, obviously, one, tragic.
Sending healing energy. I'm a fan of President Biden, but for me, it's either you send healing energy or not. Anything else is.
How do you feel about the conspiracies around it saying...
Wait. Charlemagne, sending healing energy, anything else is what? What? The fact that we want to know why we've been lied to? The fact that we want the truth about the auto pen? What, Charlemagne? What? We send our condolences out to President Biden, right? We wish that he was very healthy, extremely healthy. We wish that from the bottom of our hearts. Not only the fact so he don't have to suffer and pass away, but everybody else knows why. All right. Now, I want to take a time out for a moment, and I want to give a shout out to all of the troops. Today is Memorial Day, and I want to give a big, huge shout out to the troops out there. Thank you for your service. God bless you and your families. And a special moment of silence for the soldiers that gave the ultimate sacrifice and their families as well. Let's have a moment of silence for those families, please. Thank you. And thank you to all the families, the Gold Star families, all the families that gave a loved one for this country. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. And we love you, and we love the lost, but never forgot. Okay. Now let's get back to it, and let's hear what these guys are talking about here, right? Because I have a philosophy, and my philosophy is simple. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem, right? And a lot of times, people that claim to be part of the solution were enhancers of the problem, okay?
how could they not know this? And stage 4.
I mean, I think it's fair. I'm not a doctor, you know what I'm saying? But that's the first thing I thought. I was like, damn, how does a president who I would think gets regular checkups, you know, not catch cancer, prostate cancer before it becomes aggressive? Because prostate cancer is one of the most common forms of things they check for. I went to go get a goddamn vasectomy consultation and ended up with a finger in my ass.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, so I had to call people like, yo, is he just trying to get me because I just showed him my dick? And he was like, what?
I'll charge you.
Yeah. I was like, what? Why does it turn into a prostate exam?
Yeah.
But then last week I was getting a regular annual physical, and they drew my blood for prostate exam. So my point is, it's such a common thing.
Especially at his late
age. And I mean, I don't know how often presidents get physicals.
Or how fast these things spread. But like,
yes.
I don't know. It just feels like
this is something that they.
Do you see how disingenuous that is? Right? Like, stop bullshitting, bro. You're the president of the United States. You better goddamn know well that they checked the president of the United States. They knew something was wrong with him. He was a gold mine. Every time they seen him, they walked right up to him and they said, "Hey, President Biden." Ching. 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 Oh, yeah. He was the cash register, baby. You better know it. You better know it. They didn't charge him with nothing. They didn't try to charge him with nothing. And every last Democrat, liberal pundit, talk show, podcast, fake podcast, all y'all did it. All y'all had a hand in it in some type of way. Right? Andrew Schulz, he made jokes about it, but he really didn't have the balls to come out and say everything like needed to be said, right? Because he's on the left. But he's one of those leftists that's been speaking up about what's going on in the left. What's wrong with the left? Man, I'm sweating. Make my head itch. But yeah, so let's get back to it, man.
New, and then I was also thinking, I'm picking up a great read today, Jake Tapper's the Original Sin. I'm picking up that book today, and you know that. You
believe that bullshit, right? Do not buy that book, Jake the Fake Tapper. Do not help him get rich. If they give it to you, I would suggest you rip the pages out of it and wipe your ass. But make sure you rough it up first or wet it down a little bit because it's going to be rough. You know, it's going to be the cheap paper, right? So, listen, do not buy Original Sin, Jake the Fake Tapper. I'm telling you, you're helping him get rich off of his lie. He lied to us for 4 years. He disgraced right-wing pundits, Republicans, all of that. Laura Trump. Remember the video from, go on here and watch it on my channel. The video with Laura Trump, how Jake Tapper disgraced her in it. Jake Tapper is one of the lowest creatures that walks upon this earth. How he is respected in the journalist circles, I have no clue. But I guess that's maybe why I'm on the outs, right? I don't hobnob in them circles, and I ain't got no contracts with nobody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just me. I post these videos on here. You can watch them if you want. If you do, I really hope they're valuable to you because that's my goal. My goal, like I said, I just want to bring the truth to you. Listen, I'm not telling you that I don't mess up. I'm not telling you none of that. Please investigate further because I am not perfect. But I do everything possible to bring the truth to the working man and woman every day. Why? Because you daggone deserve it. You are an American citizen, and at the beginning of the Constitution, Never forget those first 3 words. We the people. That's why I named my channel what I named it, because it's not for me, it's for the people. That's it. I'm not doing this to become no talk show host. I'm not doing this to get no contracts with nobody. Yes, I'd like to make a couple bucks when we all, but if I don't make $1 off of this, I don't care that I've invested what I've invested in it. Eventually, I'll give it to my children, right? But my goal was to bring you the truth, and that's it. May God strike me down. I hope you get value out of this.
Book is literally talking about the
read between the lies.
President Biden, right? And just like everything that so there's a lot of anonymous sources that were in the administration and around DC. So they're not, it's taken with a grain of salt, but there's a lot of people who feel like they were covering up a lot of things. By the way, I think it's a little bit hypocritical. I got to read the book first, but I think it's kind of hypocritical for media people like Jake Tapper to come out with books like that. I respect the Jake, saying I've been on Jake's show several times, respect him, but I think it's just a little bit hypocritical.
I don't think it's just a little bit hypocritical. I think it's goddamn huge hypocritical scandal. I think all of that. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Jake, the face snapper, Tapper is a criminal. He's a weasel, and he's borderline criminal. I've never been on his show. I would never be on his show. I don't care how much goddamn money he offers me. I would never take money from the devil. Never. So misleading.
About President Biden.
Exactly.
None of y'all. None of you did. And those of us who did got crucified for it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Nobody was telling. Like, we were watching the decline of President Biden for years.
Charlemagne, we were watching it, but we were the ones saying stuff, not you. I was making, my channel was Adkins Fabricate. Let me tell you something. My channel was Adkins Fabrication and then some. All right? I had a hobby machine shop that was my own. I still got it. Working on getting the milling machine running. Got to pull some monies together to get a new motor, but we're working on it. But anyway, that's what this channel was. Adkins Fabrication, then some. And let me tell you how I changed it over. The reason why I changed it over is because I went to a model company and I tried to get a model, but they looked at my channel and seen that I was a Trump supporter and told me that they couldn't do it. Right then and there, that was it for me 100%. I was a Democrat before Trump came in office. When I voted for Trump, I was still a Democrat in my mind. I just knew that Trump was the best thing smoking for this country. But when that guy did that, that was it. I became a Republican. And from that moment on, and from now on, I will be anything other than a Democrat. There is no loyalty amongst the Democrats. They are all rats. Every last one of them. I don't mean that they're snitching, but that's a possibility too. Anyway, Democrats. And he's definitely a rat, the one sitting right there. Oh, yeah. For sure.
2023, when I was on Daily Show, and I think I said Joe Biden should do us the biggest favor and step down. Everybody handed me my ass. I'm like, what are y'all seeing that I'm not seeing?
Because there's a Democratic establishment. We had Bernie on the pod this week, and he was talking about it. He was saying this exact thing. There's a Democratic establishment, a collection of elites that don't want to relinquish that power, and they'll do anything that they possibly can to maintain it. And anything that questions that power, i.e. a media personality going on the Daily Show and talking shit about one of the people that they have maintaining that power, they're going to send everything at you. They're going to crucify you. And
they're not
it's
lying.
validating to see, to be honest.
We've seen it.
For validating for him to hear it.
Yeah. And there's no need, there's no reason for a guy like Bernie to play nice. I wish.
Let me tell you something. Everybody that you see, mega, all the big wigs and mega just about, well, Trump, Musk, there's quite a few of us. We were all at one time Democrats. There's quite a few gentlemen that are part of the Trump establishment that were one-time Democrat. All right? One-time Democrat. But not no more. Elon Musk. Huge Democrat. Democrat supporter. Huge. Until Joe Biden went in office and did what he did. And treated that man how he treated him. You're talking about a man that has revolutionized every area that he walks in. And what I mean is space, EV cars, EV trucks, solar panels, Starlink. The man sent a space shuttle to space to bring our astronauts back that Joe Biden left there. Oh, yeah, he left them there. Oh, yeah, he didn't want to look bad. So he was hoping everybody would forget about him. But we wasn't going to let him be forgotten about. Oh, no. We were going to talk about that. Yeah. So Elon, being the great man that he is, went up there with his space shuttle, picked him up, and brought him on home. No problem. No questions asked. But he just wanted to be able to tell you the truth, and that's what he did. So, kudos to you, Elon, sir. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your service for our country. It's Memorial Day. We're giving everybody Memorial today. No, we ain't. The truth is today. But I just wanted to say thank you to Elon for what he's done for our country, because he don't get enough thanks. He gets no thanks whatsoever for being a patriot to our country. If it wasn't for Elon, the military wouldn't have their military back the way it should be. Everybody, your uniforms would now be mini skirts in the men's department, and then the women's department would get all the men's clothes, as well as cup check. No, I'm playing. But for real though, all right, let's get back to a couple of other things I want you to hear here.
She would have called the Democratic Party out way back then.
I said that to him. I was like, why didn't you do it? You really let me down. At 16, I was like, this is going to happen and this guy's going to do it. And it felt like they stole it from him. And I'll be honest, it broke my heart when you supported him.
Look, but you have, in the world that I live in, you got a choice. And I mean, a lot of people, including my wife, agree with you. But, you know, you're down to...
All right, pause it right there. Right, let's go back. Let's put our hands on this, and let's cursor back just a hair here. Go for just a hair. I'm looking for his. No, it's back. Yeah. You see that face? Right, and if we let's see. Look at that. There it is. You see that face? See that? You see that? When he asked Bernie about that, it brings up old memories, right? Let me ask you a question. How do we know that when the Democratic establishment went to Bernie and they said, Bernie, you better drop out of this damn race and not be Hillary. We want Hillary to go up against Trump because she'll beat Trump. you will not beat Trump with your socialist ways, right? So Bernie said, I could be the president. And they said, Bernie, if you don't drop out of this race, we're going to kill your whole family. Allegedly. How do we know that didn't happen? Because it happened a couple times that Bernie stepped down. It wasn't just then, I don't believe. I believe it was a couple times that Bernie had the opportunity and stepped down gracefully. Now, is Bernie a tool of the left to get the fan base built all the way up to there and then he hands it over to them? Right? Was that an agreement of his? Like, look, you can stay in and you can use the Democratic Party, the banner and all that. You can do that as long as that when it comes down to time to pick the president, you hand the baton down. You can make all that money. You can do all that, but you got to hand the baton down. There was something that went on there. There was some kind of backroom deal that went down with that. I guarantee it. You could tell by the facial expression when Andrew Schulz is asking him the question, right? Just look at meatball. Oh, what am I doing? My bad.
It felt like they stole it from you, and I'll be honest, it broke my heart when you supported him.
Look, but you have, in the world that I live in, you got a choice.
Just look at the face.
And I mean, a lot of people, including my wife, agree with you. But, you're down to a choice. Is it going to be Hillary Clinton or is it going to be Donald Trump? Not a great choice.
Now, let me tell you something. When a man says that his wife felt the same way about him, do you know how bad of a dagger that is into your ego, into your heart, into your spirit for your wife to say that to you? Something was said to Bernie that Bernie's not saying that made him cry uncle. Tap out, as we say, right? That's an interesting thought, man. I'm just saying, right? That's a very interesting thought.
But it ended up being him anyway, so why don't we burn it down?
Well, because it's easy to say burning it down means that children are not going to have food to eat, that the schools will deteriorate, people will not have health care.
I got it.
And I'm an elected official. I got to represent the people.
That's fair.
No, I can't turn my back on.
But then could we not also say, if ostensibly there hasn't been a fair primary for the Democrats since 2008, are they not also a threat to democracy?
Yes.
We often hear...
Fair enough. That is, yeah, I'm not going to argue with that point.
Excuse my language. I don't normally use bad language on this show, but Bernie's a little bit of a bitch for doing that, for letting everybody walk over him. I'm not a Bernie Sanders guy. Less socialism is always better for me as a very pro-capitalist person, but that's not somebody you would have wanted running the country, which is going to bend a knee that easily. And Charlemagne's right about the hypocrisy. The left, there's no way that this Biden thing, this quote-unquote conspiracy, is not a conspiracy as we all knew was happening, but
That's
it wouldn't
right.
happen unless all the mainstream media channels were in it together covering this up. If they were actually there in the White House asking questions like they should have been, reporting like they should have been, they would have known this. Obviously, they knew it already, right? And now what, you're supposed to buy a book? You have to pay for a book to get...
No. The reason why they didn't report on it is because they didn't want to lose access to the president, because they would have kicked him out for questioning the age. There was one reporter that did get kicked out for that. So I don't let none of them off the hook. I hold them all to the same regard. They are all liars. They are all less than men to me. They have no respect whatsoever. And that there will tell you who you should deal with and who you shouldn't, whether they're a colleague or not. That's a no-no. So thanks, guys, for watching. A little commentary here. I hope this commentary, this video was valuable. I really appreciate you for joining me on this one. And once again, happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all our troops for your sacrifice for us, and thank you for your service, and thank you to all the troops and their families that paid the ultimate sacrifice. God bless America. God bless the American people, and God bless Donald Trump. Thank you, God. I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like for we the people. I'm out.